there. So, for anyone who doesn't know, 6 days ago, on the 25th, in the UK, they put into action the Online Safety Act that's supposed function is to protect children from harmful content on the internet. But there obviously are some loopholes here. And I'll put up the petition, the Parliament petition website for you guys to watch. Look at this. Look at this. I just checked this out today just for funsies because I didn't know what else to do. Because I couldn't read up about it in many news outlets because no one really writes about it that much. So I figured that I'll just go to the petition site. And here it is. Have a look at this. Reappeal on the Online Safety Act. We want the government to reappeal the Online Safety Act. We have 100,000 signatures needed for Parliament to reconsider it or to consider it. And here we have 456,221 signatures as of now. I refreshed this like 0 seconds ago. And we got a response on 28th of July already, which I didn't know about. And like barely no one talks about this, that there is already a response of it. So, and I kept reading here. I was like, hey, there's this button. Read full response. This is great shit. And listen closely, or read closely to what kind of wording is used here, because I found this very interesting, because we talked about this earlier with the community that, yeah, they can mask things like this for safety of children or minors, and they set in play all sorts of tools to have this function. So in this case, they have like a third-party company that's handling some sort of AI that scans your face, essentially. Or, I think you also need a valid ID or something like this. But the gist of is that when you enter a site that is problematic, it'll slap you with like a warning label. And then you're going to have to verify yourself. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Because kids already found out a way to circumvent this with Death Stranding 2 picture mode stuff. And this is ridiculous. Because this is just the first step for like control over the internet. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
It's just like Ham Sammy Siegel once said, people all over the world recognize me as a spiritual leader. And I'm going to take you to the bank, Senator Trent. And I truly believe that. Let's keep the internet safe and stupid, EU. Or should I call them the ALGA?
Exactly what Arnold said there. And so your mom, welcome in, Rainer. So well, I found this and I started reading it, but I've decided that I'm not gonna read more. I'm gonna read on stream for you guys. So let's go for it. Yeah. Anyway, the internet will be dead in 3 or fewer months. Yeah, with this it will. So, this is so awesome because this is at the government who responded to this in this way. This is this is so good. Okay. I would like to thank all those who signed the petition. It is right that the regulatory regime for in-scope online services takes appropriate approach, balancing the protection of users from online harm with the ability for low-risk services to operate effectively and provide benefits for users or to users. The government has no plan to repeal the Online Safety Act and is working closely with Ofcom to implement the Act as quickly and effectively as possible to enable UK users to benefit from its protection. Proprietarily is a core principle. Proportionality is a core principle of the Act, and it is built into its duties as regulator for the online safety regime. Ofcom is a third party company, of course, must consider the size and risk level of different types and kinds of services when recommending steps providers can take to comply with requirements. Comply with requirements. I love this. Providers can take to comply. Please comply. Duties of the Communications Act of 2003 requires Ofcom to act proportionality and target action only where it is needed. Proportionality and where it is needed. Some duties apply to all user-to-user and search services in scope of the Act. This includes risk assessments, including determining if children are likely to access the service, and so, if so, assessing the risk of harm to children. While many services carry low risk of harm, the risk assessment duties are key to ensuring that risky services of all sizes do not slip through the net of regulation. For example, the government is very concerned about small platforms that host harmful content, such as forums dedicated to encouraging suicide and self-harm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess. So this is like fear-mongering right here. Like, the internet will make your kids suicidal. Exempting small services from the Act would mean that services like these forums would not be subject to the Act's enforcement powers. Enforcement powers. Even forums that might seem harmless carry potential risks, such as where adults come into contact with child users, which is true, obviously. But how is this act gonna do anything to that? Once providers have carried out their duties to conduct risk assessment, they must protect the users of their services from the identified risk of harm. Risks of harm of the internet. Really? Ofcom's illegal contact codes of practices set out recommended measures to help providers comply with these obligations. Measures that are tailored in relation to both size and risk. If a provider's risk assessment accurately determines that the risk faced by the users are low across all harms, Ofcom's codes specify that they only need some basic measures, including easy to find, understandable terms and conditions, a complaint tool that allows users to report illegal material. Allows users to report illegal material. And who deems what illegal? When they see it backed up by a process to deal with those complaints. The ability to review content and take it down if it is illegal or breaches. See, if it is illegal or breaches their terms of service. See here, where they first state that something has to be illegal material to be reported, but then suddenly, so Ofcom can have terms of service that they deem it illegal. How convenient! How insanely convenient! This is just insane. A specific individual responsibility for compliance who Ofcom can contact if needed. See where this becomes a problem. A specific individual responsible for compliance. So a website is responsible for compliance with Ofcom. They have an obligation towards Ofcom. How did this become a thing? Where children's access assessment indicates a platform is likely to be accessed by children, a subsequent risk assessment must be conducted to identify measures for mitigating risk, like the codes of practice on illegal content. Ofcom's recently issued child safety codes also tailor recommendations based on risk level. For example, see, this is so interesting. So the government deemed that they need this code of practice on illegal content, and it just happens that Ofcom recently issued. They dude, we just happen to have this service that we can sell you, and it's named safety codes, also tailor to recommend. Yeah, see, we can just have it based on a risk level. We already did this. This is so awesome. Can we sell this to you, the government? It'll just cost like £18 billion for the taxpayer. Come on, that's nothing. We'll celebrate on our yacht later on. Come on. For example, highly effective age assurance is recommended for services likely accessed by children that do not already prohibit and remove harmful content such as pornography or suicide promotion. Providers of services likely to be accessed by the UK children were required to complete their assessment, which Ofcom may request by July 24th. Okay. That's interesting. On July 8th, Ofcom CEO wrote the Secretary of State for Science, Innovation and Technology, noting Ofcom's responsibility for regulating a wide range of highly diverse services, including those run by businesses, but also charities, community and voluntary groups, individuals, and many services that have not been regulated before. The letter notes that the Act's aim is not to penalize small, low-risk services trying to comply in good faith. See, Ofcom can say that, hey, so this is a low-risk site, you know? Okay, so this is a low-risk site who is trying to comply with us. This is insane. Welcome in, Prospect Brand. Yes, we are looking at the Safety Act. I read this today just before stream. I was like, no, fuck that. We're going to check this out. Ofcom and the government recognizes that many small services are dynamic small businesses supporting innovation and offering significant value to their communities. Ofcom will take the sensible approach to enforcement with smaller services that present low risk to UK users. Only taking action where it's it is proportionate and appropriate. Sorry, and will focus on cases where the risk and impact of harm is the highest. See, what is this risk? The risk. Global, yes, your mom. There is one in Acts in the States as well. But what is the risk? I'm wondering, what is the risk? Ofcom has developed an extensive program of work designed to support a smoother journey to compliance. Look at this. A smoother journey to compliance, particularly for small firms. This has been underpinned by interviews, workshops, and research with a diverse range of online services to ensure the tools meet the needs of different types of services. Ofcom's letter notes its guide for service, guide for compliance, guidance tools, and tools hubs, and its participation in events run by other organizations and networks, including those of people running small services, as well as commitment to review. See, this is so interesting. So if these companies are not committed, if they're not committed to be pretty much under the thumb of Ofcom, to review and improve materials and tools to help support services to create a safer life online. The government will continue to work with Ofcom towards the full implementation of the Online Safety Act 2023, including monitoring proportionate implementation. Department of Science, Innovation, and Technology. See, this was the response for 500,000 people signing a petition to reappeal this. 500,000. This is insane. Let's get to chat. What do you guys think about this? This is just insane. How is this a thing? How? Yeah, until the AI can do manual labor. Destabilizing the monetary systems, replace with crypto, make the internet go away, track everyone at all times, turn everything over to AI to replace jobs except the ones that AI can't do, like manual labor, and make all the newly jobless do those jobs, essentially for free. 500,000... See, 500,000 people. This is called greed. Yeah, welcome in everyone. What do you guys? We have several from the UK here. This is insane. Oh yeah, so Farage got called it bollocks, and yeah, got called a pedo. Exactly. See, but this is the thing, where they go into this, where they go into this, because all that we've seen, like in the news and everything, has been about children, safety of children. But they, in this entire goddamn paragraph, they talk about children in 3 short sentences. That is like the headline. That is the headline reason. Safety. You want your kids safe. I'll say this. It's always about the children. That is the number one move where you get people's emotions involved. But one thing is for sure. The government will never raise the children. Parents raise the children. And parents are on large scale taking care of their children. It is insane. Let's turn on the TTS. I'm sorry for this rant. Now let's keep on going with this. Let's turn on.
I like that this government response says absolutely nothing beyond,
take it away.
It'll be fine. We're going to do it anyway. And ignore what everyone wants, but it'll be fine.
It'll be
very
fine.
Strong and manly as an elected representative of the people to not listen to the people.
This is insane. This is insane. Like, seriously, 500,000 people signed this reappeal to the parliament, and boom, the first paragraph. is like, thank you, you slags. And then we have, the government has no plan to repeal the Online Safety Act and is working closely with Ofcom to implement the act as quickly and effectively as possible to enable UK users to benefit from its protections. So this is like the classic case. Don't worry, we are from the government and we are here to help as long as you comply. Right? Just stand in line. Thank you. That was my TED Talk. I'm pissed off. Let's get to Ragebound, shall we?